Kristen, you're celebrating this week. It's the first week you haven't been back to the cancer center. Tell me your story, basically.
I have been being treated for a year. I had, they found breast cancer. It was January of last year. And I went to the OB, and they didn't think it was much to be concerned about, but they said go over and get a mammogram just to be safe. So I went over and get a mammogram, and there, the radiologist, he found something, but he wasn't too concerned about it because I don't have family history. I don't have any, there was no reason to believe in a 33-year-old girl that this would be, developing in my body. But so the radiologist told me to wait 6 months, and I just had a bad feeling about it. I didn't like that, and so I went down to Salt Lake. And I found a doctor there that would do a biopsy, and he too didn't think that it was anything to be concerned about.
Was it small, or was it
tiny? It was stage 1, so it was under a centimeter. There were 2, and they were both under a centimeter. But I found it. It was, I found it on my body, but.
And this was doing like a self-exam, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just one day you're like, oh, that didn't feel right.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was scheduled to do a lumpectomy because I knew even if it wasn't cancer, I didn't want it. And so a day before I was scheduled to go in for surgery, he called me with the news that it was cancer.
And you were like shocked, I'm sure.
Shocked. Yes. And from that, everything just happens really quickly. It's a whirlwind. So the next week, went in for surgery and had it removed, and then healed from that. I had the mastectomy. Okay. And then healed from that, and about 3 weeks later started chemotherapy.
It's been a year process since then?
It was a year process. I had 6 treatments of chemotherapy, and that lasted for about 5 months. And then Herceptin is a drug that I tested positive for HER2 gene, and so I had Herceptin weekly for 52 weeks, and I just had my last treatment last Wednesday.
I know. And so this is the first Wednesday you haven't been down to the cancer center.
Exactly. It feels good. It feels really good.
Tell me some of the emotions that you and your family went through with some of this. I know we don't talk a lot about that, but cancer is kind of an unwelcome guest in your home. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit of some of that?
Well, it was really scary. I had a hard time talking to my husband about it because his mom died of cancer 6 years ago. And then
that's hard.
It was hard, and I have small children, so you don't want to believe that it's happening. You don't want to believe that you're going to go through all of it, but I had so much support and so much. The cancer center is fantastic. Dr. Ben Jacobs is awesome, and all the people that I met over there, they're just really supportive of each other. And so throughout it all, chemotherapy's awful, there's no secret about that. Yeah. But I kept busy. I ran. I did 100 miles on a bike on the Little Red Riding Hood.
Impressive. Oh my goodness.
I did that during chemo, and I had friends pushing me on my bike. And then I did a half marathon just after I finished my last treatment. And
how did you feel doing that? Were you sick, or were you just I'm going to do this. I don't care. I'm strong.
Well, I wasn't strong. I was determined. I was headstrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And that is the only thing that helped me to feel strong. It helped me to feel like I had control of my body, was to push myself, whether it be walking in a half marathon or anything. And the emotions that came from that were incredible, because all of these people that are going through or have gone through or know somebody who have gone through the same thing are there, and after everything that I would do, I would just lose it. But it was happiness to overcome this, and I feel so strong, and I'm so grateful that I trusted my instincts and went in and pushed it, because no one wants to find cancer. No. But if you are going to find it, you might as well find it early.
Yeah, and so what would you suggest to someone that's maybe thinking, you know what, I have a lump, I'll just wait till my next mammogram?
I think there's no harm in just making that appointment and following through with that appointment, and hopefully it's nothing.
And early screening and knowing your body is definitely something that helped you, I would say, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I go in yearly just because I have small children.
Yeah.
But I would just say there's no harm in going and getting that done. It gives you the reassurance, and it gives you the peace of mind, because for younger people, it's happening more and more often. Sadly enough, I've met so many young girls with breast cancer, and then all sorts of cancers. There's several 23-year-old young men over at the cancer center that are the greatest guys, and they don't, no one deserves this, but it's happening, and you
all just need to get together and catch it and band together. We're also doing a run that's going to be May 7th, and I hear you're going to be in it too.
Oh, of course I'll be in it. I want to do anything that I can. I feel like I got this and caught this for a reason. I think everybody does. But I really want to just be able to help people get through it and help people find it. And, you know, in any way that you can do, I think every single survivor wants that.
And I think your story is going to touch a lot of people. And I appreciate you so much, Kristen, for sharing it. And, you know, we're here up in your house, a beautiful view. Thank you so much for your story. Appreciate it.